Guys, what's up? Welcome to another video, and today I want to talk about not taking life too seriously. It is kind of a reminder to myself, and I hope that I can remind you to also not take life too seriously sometimes, because sometimes I just tend to get caught up into this negative loop and think that everything is shit and you're not moving anywhere, you feel stuck, things look grim, and you pay attention to the darker parts of your day. And of course, I try to actively look for things I can feel grateful for, and I do gratitude journaling, and I highly recommend you give it a try too. I have a video called Journaling, How to Apply Journaling. I can't remember the exact title, but you can look for that on my channel, where I describe in length how you can apply different types of journaling to change your state of mind on a daily basis. But sometimes you can still feel very stuck in a dark, sad place. And then somehow this idea of not taking life too seriously can be useful to keep in mind because, there is a lot of teachers and spiritual teachers who have this kind of playfulness about them. If you take a look at Sadhguru or Alan Watts or Frank Yang, for example, they are three of my favorite spiritual teachers, if you will. And they contrast so strongly with, for example, Leo Gura from actualize.org, who is a lot more serious and a lot more stoic and so much more intellectualized. And so the Sadhguru and Alan Watts and Frank Yang, they have this playful, childish energy about them, right? And it is always something that I feel drawn to when people have this playful energy about them. They look like a grown-up child almost. They have this playful, childish energy, but they are still mature people who are smart and who can have an intelligent conversation, but they're playful about it. Like, they are not always stuck in their ways and everything is needs to be intellectualized with the mind. No, you can open your heart, you can be playful, you can make stupid jokes, silly jokes, make funny movements, do all kinds of playful things that make you laugh, that make you experience the joy of life. And I can forget that sometimes, really. And I hope that this video can be a reminder to you whenever you feel like you're stuck in this sad, negative, dark, grim phase of your life, is to remember this mantra. Don't take life too seriously. Why so serious? Think of this movie. Of course, it's the Joker and he is a criminal, but still he has a playful vibe around him and he sees the joke of it all. Like, life ultimately can be interpreted as one big joke. It's one big joke. You enter this world through your mother and you come into this world and you maybe didn't even ask for it, and then all of a sudden you find yourself in a family that you are, I don't know, maybe didn't ask for, and then you find yourself in a country that you maybe didn't ask for, and then you find yourself growing up, I don't know, facing all these difficult situations, and you suffer from that tremendously, and then you die. And like, it's just one big joke. Like, you can see it as that. I'm not saying that you should always do that, but sometimes it can be useful to understand that it's not so serious always. And I tend to forget that sometimes, and it's good to remind yourself that, hey, lighten up a little bit, loosen up, enjoy yourself, go for a walk, laugh with a friend, tell a stupid joke, do something silly, go stand on your head in the garden. I don't know, whatever it is, right? Whatever makes you laugh, whatever cracks you up. I would invite you to add more of that to your life, and I will definitely focus on adding more of that to my own life. Like, watching a funny YouTube video it can really make you laugh, and it's great to feel that, be a little bit silly. And it can sometimes be because of fear, right? Like, I noticed almost that now these days I almost prevent myself from having fun. It's almost like I don't deserve it. No, it's the grind. You should work through this darkness, and you will come out the other side more enlightened being, or you will come out the other side a more integrated, wholesome being. And yes, while that might be the case, that in phases of hardship we grow the most, we transform ourselves, and then we reach a new level of awareness. We have expanded our consciousness, we reach a new level of awareness, we learn the lessons, right? We come out the other end. Yes, it is true, but why not try to focus on making it a little bit more lighthearted while you're at it, right? Why not just sometimes break the seriousness of what you find yourself in and just be a little bit silly? Humor can be a super powerful tool to break patterns, to rip you out of some dark alley that you find yourself in. You can just crack yourself up with some silly stuff, and all of a sudden it looks so much brighter. The dark alley you're walking down, it looks so much brighter when you can allow yourself to laugh a little bit, to have a little bit of fun. And this is something that is really important to not lose track of. So the reason why I'm recording this video is mostly to just remind myself to do this more often, and hopefully inspire you to do the same, to remind you to crack yourself up, do something silly sometimes. Watch a YouTube video that is really, really fucking funny. And there is a certain quality to humor that is vulnerable. The things you find funny, when you laugh, it's almost like a vulnerable thing to show to yourself, or to show to the world, to show to someone else, right? If it's like a stupid joke and you laugh and the other person is like, what the fuck, that was so stupid. Well, there is some kind of vulnerability in that. And it's about owning that vulnerability, owning the fact that, hey, I thought it was absolutely fucking hilarious, right? I thought it was so funny, so I had a good laugh. So if you are not laughing, well, you're missing out. You're basically missing out. This is so interesting. Like, if you can see Frank Yang move around the world and he's like, hey, doing all these silly things, he's like, well, I'm having fun over here. You guys are all stuck up in your asses being all serious and like, look at me. I'm like, no, he's not even like, look at me. It's just, I'm having a good time over here, so you can join, or you can decide to stay stuck in the dark alley, right? So by allowing yourself, and I'm saying this to myself too, allow yourself to have some fun, allow yourself to be vulnerable with it, allow yourself to overcome your fear, be brave to be playful. Be brave in being playful. Being playful is a state of mind where you're not thinking, where you're not judging yourself, where you're allowing your true inner essence to come out, and to express the joy that is life. Express the joy that is life, and do it simply because it is an expression of the joy of life. Don't try to contain it by thinking that, oh, people will judge me because I do something silly right now. Well, if you had fun doing it, and that's the thing, it has to come from an authentic place, right? It has to come from a place that I am doing this because I really think it's funny and I enjoy doing this. And what you think, as long as I'm not disturbing anyone here, right? You don't have to be this super crazy person just going around disturbing people. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying, though, is that when another person is not resonating with that type of energy in that moment, well, you do it because you enjoy it, and it's something that brings you, that is an expression of your joy, an expression of your appreciation of life, an expression of childlike energy, this playful childlike energy that we all had at some point in our lives. We all were excited and we were laughing, hee walking around doing funny things, teasing people, whatever, crazy, stupid, like, not stupid, but funny things, and we didn't think about it. We were not yet socialized into, oh, that is stupid, that's not funny, that's not fun. No, no, we didn't think about it, and we just expressed it. And sometimes it's important to remember ourselves that we still have that energy, that essence. And I remember like this is like such a beautiful example of how amazingly contaminating this type of energy can be. I remember I was in here in Tulum celebrating Christmas, and there was this one guy. His name is Harry, and he was from Britain. And I don't know how his age. I think it was 33, 33, 34, something like that. But he acted like he was tall. He was super tall. He had this kind of like, I don't know, robe kind of clothing on because it was a birthday party, and a girl, she brought all her like secondhand clothes, and he found this colorful robe and he put on the robe. He looked like a magician, you know, and he was just so playful. He didn't take anything seriously. He was just, you know, making jokes and teasing everybody and being like this little child almost, but this grown up child, right? And he was teasing and he was not taking anything seriously. And of course, if there would be a situation that required focused attention, of course he would pay attention to that, and he would be serious in that moment because the situation required it. But when that was not the case, he was just silly, not taking anything seriously. And this playful vibe, to not take the things too seriously, it can loosen up things. It can lighten up your spirit. It can loosen up things. And sometimes, especially, I am talking to myself right now, you can get so stuck in the heaviness of things. Ah, it's so heavy, and this is it's a struggle, it's a grind. No, it's not. It can be playful. It can be lighthearted. You can make a joke. You can tease somebody. You can smirk. You can smile. You can wink. You can do all kind of like pretty things. You can pretty joyful energy. It's there. It's there. You just need to allow it to be there. You need to set aside the fear that you have to be playful. And I notice it within myself. Like right now I'm having a difficulty being playful, like allowing myself to laugh. I was calling my brother just earlier, and he was telling some funny videos, some funny jokes, and he shared them with me, and I felt like I have this a certain resistance to allowing myself to really laugh. I feel this resistance in myself to let it out, to really express that I find it funny. And this got me thinking that sometimes we prevent ourselves from having this playful, joyful attitude because it's in all of us. It's inside you. It's inside you. It's inside me. It's inside everybody. And we just like capsule it in. I don't know how to say it. Encapsulate. It's a Dutch word. Funny. I like we make it stuck by putting layers and layers and layers of fear and judgment and guilt and shame on top of it, and it's there, still there, but it's stuck. Like it can't get out. It can become expressed by us, but it's still there. So you sometimes have to crack through the shield and allow it to shine through. You have to allow this joyful, playful attitude to come out. Sorry, a little bit, and be silly. Do silly things. Laugh a little bit. Make a joke. Tease, and it will lighten up your situation. And it's important to repeat this mantra in your head sometimes. Don't take life too seriously. I'm actually honestly considering putting it on my body as a reminder, because whenever I feel like I am slipping downwards into this dark alley, when I remember this mantra, don't take life too seriously, don't take things too seriously, then you find ways to see the humor in it, the joy. You know, it's you can argue that it's funny that we are here, oh, being all so sad and thinking how life can be such a struggle. It's funny. You can look at it as it's funny. Why do you feel like that? Why do you see things like this? It's hilarious that people feel like they are so stuck. And of course, I'm not saying that being chronically depressed and struggling with life every single day is funny in and of itself. But if you can see the humor in that, if you can understand, if you can laugh with your own suffering, if you can see the humor in your own suffering, that allows you to take a step back, to look from it from a different angle, to release the pressure a little bit, to take off the weight. It doesn't have to be that heavy all the time. If you can laugh with your suffering, if you can see the humor in it, it will make it so much less dark and heavy. And we need this. We need to see the humor in things. We need to lighten up sometimes a little bit, because otherwise we just crumble under the weight. We just crumble. And by incorporating some humor into the process, you can allow for hope to be developed within yourself. You can allow hope to grow, because when you can see the humor in your situation, this means that there is hope. There is hope for a better future. There is hope for more light into your life. And these gurus, these spiritual enlightened people, there is a few camps, right? You have the super serious ones, and then you have the super playful enlightened ones. They make jokes all the time. If you listen to Alan Watts speak, he is a fantastic speaker. Like he has such a great way of communicating these complex and yet very simple, easy spiritual ideas. But he has these great ways, these metaphors. He makes these jokes. He's laughing. He's playful. It's contagious. It's contagious. It makes you feel good when you can be in the presence of a person who is bathing in this energy, who is expressing their inner childish, childlike, joyful energy. This is such a beautiful thing to witness, and it's contagious when you spend time with such a person. When I was spending time with Harry that night, like when I'm thinking back, I have to smile, I have to laugh, because it was so silly and he was so funny, because he was just not taking anything seriously. He was like, haha, what are you laughing? He was just like a silly kid, and not like an annoying kid who is trying to provoke you. Not like that. No, it's like playful teasing, and it's really, really fun to be around people like that. I feel naturally drawn to people who have this type of energy. I really admire it. I appreciate it, because it's a part inside myself that's there. I resonate with that part that's inside myself, but sometimes I'm just too afraid to let it out, to express it, to allow it to be there. And we all are sometimes. So don't take life too seriously. Don't take things too seriously. See the humor in things. See the humor in your situation. And crack yourself up. Go for a walk. Talk with your friends. Look up a YouTube video. Do something silly. Find things that you find funny, and allow yourself to laugh. Allow yourself to express this joy, this playfulness. Really pay attention to not forgetting this. Remind yourself, don't take life too seriously. So thank you guys for watching. I want to thank you for being brave. I want to thank you for looking inwards. I want to thank you for making yourself and thus the world a better place, one step at a time. And as always, see you in the next one. Bye, guys.